I know I missed the morning one, but I'm here. I am here. I'm working. If you guys want to chat, I'll just, or if not, I'm just gonna talk about the random stuff that flows through my brain. Let's see. You know what I was thinking about today? I was thinking about there's that clip of Elon, on Joe Rogan talking about Social Security and saying like he thinks it's a Ponzi scheme, and I don't know why I was thinking about that. And so I actually looked it up, right? Because I thought about it too. Because if you think about it, it's younger generation paying for old generation, right? And you constantly need younger people to pay for the old people. It sounds like a Ponzi scheme to me. And then someone like, so I looked it up, right? I'm like, well, am I the only one that also thinks it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, right? Besides maybe Elon. And I look it up, right? And then the first few web pages that I see, it says, "Oh, Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme, and these are the reasons," right? And I'm reading through the reasons, and like the reasons don't really help, uh, like answer the question at all, or it doesn't really like help you at all in determining if Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme or not. If you're just joining, I'm working and just talking about random stuff. So like I'm trying to remember exactly all the reasons why this article said the Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. And the first reason it said was Social Security is not fraudulent, and they're saying that it was established by the government, or there are laws in place for it and whatnot. And a Ponzi scheme is by its nature fraud, right? And I'm kind of like, well, just because it's like a real like a government thing doesn't make it not you know what I mean? So I'm saying I was like that first reason they gave for why Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme doesn't really like it doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? We're like it's saying like it's legally a mandated entity, therefore it's not a Ponzi scheme. But I'm kind of like, but it's structured just like a Ponzi scheme. And then I think um, the second reason they this article gave why Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme was that the operators of Social Security do not take a cut. But then I was thinking, right? But it's run by the government on government salaries, right? By technically taxpayer dollars. So technically they are taking a cut. So I'm like, I don't know. Reason number two doesn't help me at all either. So I'm like, okay. And the next reason was Social Security is operated in the open, and right, so basically in plain sight, supposed to be transparent and everything, right? And they're saying like, oh, a regular Ponzi scheme, they're in the shadows, they're trying to hide. But then I was thinking like, well, for a Ponzi scheme to make money, they technically need to be in the open a little bit. They got to get new customers in, right? So it's not that much different. Just and what did we all hear growing up? I mean, I heard it a gajillion times when I was in school growing up. Social Security's gonna run out of money. Social Security's gonna run out of money. It's not gonna. If you're in my age bracket, by the time that we qualify for Social Security, it's not gonna be there. So that doesn't really, you know what I mean? Just because it's out in the open doesn't make it seem less like a Ponzi scheme to me. And then the next reason that they gave where it was, oh, Social Security has oversight. There's like an entity that looks over it to make sure that like the money's going in, the money's going out, and whatnot. But at the same time, like I said before, it doesn't solve the issue. There's not enough money going in to money going out. So eventually it will collapse unless this is what we do. Okay. Baby Boomers Part 2. Wait, dude from Kansas, did you just try to say we should all start an OnlyFans to fund ourselves? Okay, that's funny too. Imagine, okay, dude from Kansas. If we all start OnlyFans, and then it's just like, you got an OnlyFans, I got an OnlyFans. We're just trying to trade money back to each other. And then imagine if we get to 80 and we all still have, if an OF is a thing and we're still trying to fund ourselves. No one would pay to see this. Guess what? If we all have one, you're bound to get one customer. And that's gonna be your sponsor. You don't remember like Hunger Games? They had to get a sponsor. Like Katniss needed to get a sponsor, or else you're not gonna make it. You need to get a sponsor. That's the whole purpose of your life. From this point to the next, you need to find a sponsor. You start an OF, and you get a sponsor. All right, and so back to what I was talking about before I got distracted. Um, like I saw it on the news too. The news, I forgot which channel. It was like ABC or whatever. They gave the same reasons that I'm reading off right now, of why Social Security is not a Ponzi scheme. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Right, so we're on 4 right now. They said like, oh, it's got oversight. Well, if the money's going out and you're running out of money, just because you're watching the money go out doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? Like, eh, what? And then the last one is well, it's not, I'm not sure. Sorry, I gotta print it out. I gotta print it out. I don't, the last one is, let me see, is it even the last one? No, it's not even the last one. Okay, number 5, right? It says Social Security offers realistic returns. That's great. I know what they're trying to say. They're trying to set expectations. Okay, I was in sales. One of the main things you need to do is not overpromise, right? You gotta set expectations. They're just saying like, oh, you're not gonna make a gajillion dollars, but I would still like the money to be there when I get there. You know what I mean? What else? What's the last one? Let's see. If financially stressed, Social Security is able to adjust funding and or benefit streams. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like if they really need to, they can pump money back into Social Security. They need to. So if they can pump money into it, then they could just give us the money. So I've been saying this for a while now. Okay, is that if the people that are trying to get rid of Social Security are all already on Social Security, or they're already in that qualifying age, right? There's like 72. Most Congress people, most senators, most government people that actually have power are in their like 70s, late 60s, or whatever, right? So they're already on the cusp of getting Social Security. So they they don't care to go get rid of it because they already qualified, they're already getting it or whatever. It's us younger, the next generation that gets shafted. And this is what I'm saying. If we're paying into it, and I've heard it a gajillion times, I'm sure you've heard it a gajillion times. If it's not going to be there when we get to that point, then give us back our money. I want a refund on the money that I paid. It's your dollars. It's my money that's paying for someone else's retirement, right? And if when I get to that point and there's nothing left there, I want it back. You know what I mean? Like that's messed up. Because there's all this talk about, oh, they're gonna get rid of it. It's there's not enough money in it and it's not sustainable. That's great. If you know that, then let's cancel it now and give me back my money. All right, dude from Kansas. What did you say? Let's see. If I had money in a private account managed by me with just a few Dowd tracking funds, I could retire tomorrow with a fantastic monthly income. That is true. This is what we do then, dude from Kansas. We get our money back and we all follow Nancy Pelosi. She is the real oracle. You think Warren Buffett is the oracle? No. Nancy Pelosi is the true stock wizard oracle, okay? We all get our money back from Social Security, right? And we all just tail her. Like there's a fund, like a hedge fund, and it's called the Pelosi Fund, and all they do is track Pelosi trades, and they just it's up, it's up. We will all be cajillionaires. Lead us to the promised land, Nancy. Lead us to the promised land. That's it for today. I think that's what I really want to talk about. I don't know. Do you guys feel like it's a Ponzi scheme? Do you feel like one? Because I feel like here's the issue that I'm coming up with right now is that every time they change presidents, right? It doesn't matter who it is. It could be Biden, it could be Trump, it could be Obama, it could be whoever, right? There's always talk about them trying to axe Social Security, right? They want to get rid of it. They want to get rid. It doesn't matter who it is, and they're taking bats at it every single time. One of these days, they're gonna hit it. You know what I mean? Well, like you keep taking swings at it. One of these days, they're gonna hit it, and they're gonna take it down. Well, give me back my money if you're gonna take it down, because it seems like it's gone. You know, like because like here's the other issue. Okay, that's 60, 70, 80s age bracket. What are they? They're boomers. Okay, the most selfish generation there ever was. They had everything. So they had everything basically handed to them, and they messed it all up, and they don't care for anyone downstream from them, right? Because think about, as a typical parent, at least a modern day parent, not the boomers, okay? A modern day parent, what is the main thing that's going on right now? I don't mean it's not right now. It's just like common sense, okay? You want the next generation to do better than you, but not the boomers. They can't stand they can't stand it if someone else is doing better than them. Like I don't know what. Don't fall into it. I'm just saying, okay? They I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys have different experiences with people of that like generational gap, like that generation. But I've dealt with quite a few of them, and I don't understand. Like it seems like it's all me 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 me. You know, so I don't know. Let's see. What else are you saying? I would advise everyone to take what you can and invest in your own. Don't depend on security. Pretend it's gone. I know, but okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, pretend it's gone. I know it's gone, but I want it back. See, here's the issue, right? They take money from your paycheck or whatever every month or even by the year. It depends on how you get paid, right? And you're saying pretend it's gone. Like then give like then give it back. Like I don't know. Maybe I've been hanging out with the wrong one, but it seems like it's a generation. I don't know. I don't know. It could be I'm hanging out with the wrong boomers. Maybe I need to find some better ones out there. But I don't know. It just feels like deep down they're very. I feel like they don't give a crap about anything besides themselves. What else is going on? I mean, I talked about that signal thing yesterday. I don't want to. It's all that's on the news right now, so I don't want to talk about that. That's crazy. That's also crazy. But I think that's it for today. I got lots of work to do. Unless you guys want me to solve a world problem right now. Let's see. We've tackled hunger, world peace, taxes. Dude from Kansas, you seem pretty active. Do you have a world problem that you want me to solve? And keep in mind, I'll just make something up off the top of my head. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it's like, whatever. Okay, dude from Kansas, this is what I'm saying, okay? You're saying that you have a 15-year-old and you absolutely plan to give her more than you have. That's what I'm saying. Um, that I assume if you have 15-year-old, you're probably like 40s, high 30s to 40s or whatever, right? And you're not in the boomer generation. As I'm saying, you want the next generation to do better than you, right? And I have a little one too, and I want her to do better than me, and I don't care what's going on with me. I want her to do better, right? But it seems like at least maybe the few that grand like older grandparents that are still very like, I'm talking about like 70, 80s year old, if you really examine their core, the ones, at least the ones that I've experienced, they seem like they don't give a crap. All right, you want to talk about, are you talking about baseball or are you talking about basketball? How about b-ball? We could talk basketball. I think I'm pretty well versed in basketball. Baseball, I know nothing about. All only thing I know about baseball is uh, Otani. That's it. I don't know why I've never followed baseball at all. I always found it very boring because the guys just hit the ball and they run on the base, and that's basically, I don't know anything about baseball. But basketball, we could talk basketball. I feel like I mean, it's kind of like a hot take. I'm not sure if it's hot take anymore, but I was in on it early, and I was telling all my friends that I feel like the Warriors have a very legitimate chance, right? Oh, you're talking about college, or you're talking about NBA? But I mean, just talk quickly. We'll talk about NBA. I feel like the Warriors have a very strong chance. I've been telling my friend who likes to do the those kind of like long term like season bets. Uh, he I think like this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He wanted to do like who makes it to the finals, right? And I think at the time the Warriors were 8,000 to minus 8,000 or something. And I was like, do the Warriors, dude. And he was like, "Oh, Warriors, they're not even in the play-in bracket, right? Like I think they were like six, no, not six. They were like eighth or seventh at the time, maybe like one below the cutoff for the play-in tournament, right?" And I was like, "No, dude, do the Warriors. You don't know Jimmy. He can get them there, or at least in striking range, right?" And he's like, "No, and then so he ended up doing the Lakers. So he bet like I think like $1,000 or something for the Lakers to make it to the Western Finals, and we'll see how that goes. I mean, it could be, but what is it? What I'm saying? Okay, if you're gonna do stuff like that, you gotta take the bigger swing. And I'm telling you, the Warriors can make it to at least the second round, and everyone's saying like, oh, Jimmy's overrated. Jimmy could be overrated, but what he does, he is a killer. He knows how to win. Okay, like he's dragged the Heat, the scrubby Heat, to the finals gajillion times. The Heat beat the Bucks when they weren't supposed to. They beat Boston when they weren't supposed to. And that's Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Like he got him there, and I feel like the Warriors are slowly climbing up. The last time I looked, they were six. Maybe they dropped, and they were on a big win streak until they just lost one or two without Steph or whatever. But they're climbing, right? They're out of the play, and now they just need to move up a little bit. If you want to talk college, I know absolutely nothing about college. To me, I don't do any of the bracket stuff at all because I don't know why it's not very interesting to me. Maybe because I'm in California. I know it sounds like you're from Kansas. Like for some reason, like that area, like middle, like Kansas, that area, they're really big on college. Maybe because you guys don't have a. Oh, but then you have OKC. I don't know. Maybe I was thinking maybe that middle area doesn't have a lot of like big NBA teams, and that's why college is bigger. I know when I was working in sales and I used to call people from all over the country, and around this time we would talk about basketball and whatnot. And I remember talking to people from Indiana and whatnot, and they love college basketball. And I was like, dude, I don't know nothing about college basketball. It could be because California teams are terrible at college basketball. That's what I'm saying. So, okay, dude from Kansas, if I think you and me are on the same page here. Okay, even especially for college, because there's always an upset, right? If you're gonna win, you might as well win big. The house has that advantage most of the time, right? But they can never predict upsets. So as long as you can hit one upset, it will pay for you for at least like 10 or 20 losses. You know, like keep going. Eventually, it will pay. You'll even out or some. Like for example, my friend's Lakers right thing. When he did the Lakers, I think it was negative 2,000 or something, or negative 1,000. It wasn't that much. Basically, he wasn't even if he got there, he wasn't gonna get that much. But the the Warriors getting there, which and it's possible, will pay way more. And it just do a little bit. Just lower what you were planning to do. You know, it's and if you lose and it's just a little bit, it's better than doing what he did. He did like $1,000, right, for the Lakers to make it to the final NBA finals. No, the Western finals. Sorry. If he did this half of that, he would have made more, right? He would have made more, and if he lost, it's a less amount. Then the Lakers. What happens if the Lakers don't make it? You're still gonna be out, right? But at least with the Warriors, if they do make it, you would have lost less money, and you could have possibly won more money. So that's what I was trying to explain to him. But hey, want to believe me, so we'll see how it goes. Because every time the Warriors win, I send him a little message and I go, Warriors, huh? And yeah. And then what's bugging me is that when the Jimmy Butler trade first happened, all those sports people were like, "Hey, this is silly. Like, the Warriors are not gonna do very well, anyways. Whatever." And now I'm watching some of these sports channels, and they're all saying that the Warriors are the real deal. They're watch out for them. They're sleepers. I'm like, I was saying that before. these these guys don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. I think that's the other thing. I always also feel like what's funny about sports people is that let's say you could talk about Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith, his specialty, I think, is basketball. But then they have him talking about like football and boxing and all these other sports that he knows absolutely nothing about. And I hate that. It it's almost the same as like listening to I guess listening even to the one thing I hate about the presidential races is that the president is a popularity contest basically, right? But they know nothing about like all these other things, but you expect them to know stuff about these other things. Like I'm like, oh, that's very frustrating to me. Let's see. I've only ever been to a Houston Rockets NBA game. Guess what, dude? I've never been to an NBA game. It's just I'm in California and the tickets are expensive, and because there's like two teams, right? Oh yeah, no, athletes are crazy this year now. There's only two teams in my area, either the Clippers or the Lakers. And what I find funny about Clippers fans is that they wish they were Laker fans, but they just don't have the money to be Laker fans. That's basically what a Clipper fan is. And they're like, "Oh, we love the Clippers, the underdog story." I get it, okay, but deep down, they want to be Lakers fans. They just can't afford to be a Lakers fan. But I don't know. I just like to. For me, I follow the teams more for the stats. I'm a big stats guy. I don't watch any of the games because I feel like when you start watching the games, you kind of get attached to certain players, and it messes up your thought process when you're looking into the stats. It's for me. It's for like props and stuff. You know, like they have those sites and whatnot. Um, and I hate the podcasters that are trying to push like was it Price Picks or DraftKings or whatever, and you could tell they know nothing about how it works, or at least the analyst side, how to do it, and they're just like throwing out bad takes, and oh yeah, that drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. All right, all right, all right. Thanks, dude from Kansas. Good chatting with you. Come back. We can. I'm telling you, you have another topic. We can totally solve a problem out there. I said this one earlier, and I don't know. I think it's funny. I'll quickly rehash that real quick. Okay. So right now we have the tariff war with Canada, right? And someone asked me how would I solve that, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna solve the Canada tariff war problem. This is what we're gonna do, right? I can see that for sure. Oh yeah, no, there's lots of money. Just answer this question real quick for you, Kansas, dude from Kansas. There's lots of money in Prize Picks. Overall, I'm for. I started with $20 during the pandemic, and I'm way up. It's because I don't. I feel like it's because I don't watch any of the games. I have no idea who any of these players, what they look like, or anything. I just see stats and go, "Oh, this doesn't look right from before," and like all that. Anyways, Canada tariff war problem. Okay, this is my right. So the issue, right, is they're saying that uh, there's you know there's some substance that we don't want coming into the States from Canada. I don't want to keep why YouTube's very like sensitive about naming things what they are, right? But you know what I'm talking about. It starts with an F if you don't know. And what is Canada saying? And a lot of people said it that it's like less than 1% comes from Canada, right? They're saying most of it comes from the south, right? From Mexico, and Canada's like, why are you bringing us into this? That stuff supposedly doesn't come from Canada, less than 1%, right? So this is what I was saying. I was saying, you know what they should do? They should actually get a big shipment of that substance that starts with an F that is doing bad stuff down here, right? In America. Get a big shipment. I'm talking like truckloads, right? Drive it to the border and get Canadian Border Patrol, like basically stage a whole heist, like sting operation themselves, and bring it to the border. Have Canadian Mounties, gallop on their mooses and their hats, whatever, like that. We found some. It's coming in, and then get all the paperwork from the shipment and be like, "Oh my God, Donald, you're right. They have been coming through here, but this cargo is actually coming from," and then they just make up another country and divert attention, right? Just say it's Greenland. Who cares? Okay, and say, you know what? It was Greenland this whole time. Donald, you're right, and they say like we're committed to beefing up the borders with the U.S. and we're gonna put an end to this. Because at the end of the day, the Donald is looking for a way out, right? You got to give him the way out. So you basically fake a whole sting, right? And then blame another country, make a big presser about it, right? Because the whole thing was saying that none of it is coming from Canada. That's what you guys have been saying. It's not working. So basically stage a whole sting operation and blame another country. And then you divert, and then boom, problem solved. Let me know what you guys think about that. That's what I'm saying. You got to give him a way out, because the thing about Donald is President Trump, right? Is that the more you corner him into a corner, the more he's gonna swing. Right? You have to give him a way out. because every time they press him on anything, he will double down. It doesn't matter what it is. He's the king of, I'm, sir, you have 18, and he's like, hit me, like, give me more cards, right? So you cannot corner him. Like, I don't know why this is the second time around, okay? Like, I don't understand. Like, I get Donald a lot. I understand. Like, here's the thing a lot of people don't understand is that you have to put yourself into the other person's shoes in business, in life, everywhere. You have to think like the other person. Don't be thinking about stuff just because of you. Like, that's your point of view. You gotta think from the other person's point of view. He doesn't like to be cornered. You gotta give him a way out. So I'm saying, Canada, if anyone's Canadian, like, and knows someone in the government, this is the plan. You bring in a shipment yourself and up, like, send in the Mounties. Oh my God, we found it. It was and we traced all the paperwork, and I'm telling you, make it all legit, have everything in foreign, like, and just blame another country, and then now it's the other country's problem. They have to prove now. They're like, what are you guys talking about? It was Australia the whole time. Like, it was from down under. They went down. Oh, this will solve the flat Earth problem too, I guess. Like, they sent their ships down, right, and then went back up, and it went down, like, whoop, whoop. And it was Australia the whole time. It was Greenland the whole time. But I feel like Greenland would be the best. You blame Greenland, and then you Donald, Mr. Trump, an excuse to get Greenland. They're like, he'll be like, it was Greenland. I told you guys, and see, it makes him look good now. It gives him a way out, and then it gives him something to do, and makes him look good. And then now he has justification to get Greenland, and then now it's Greenland's problem, right? And there's only 50,000 people there. I was saying this earlier too. If you really want Greenland, technically, we can give them all $1 million each. Here's the thing, right? When they interview the people from Greenland, they're like, "Oh, we don't want to be a part of America." But you didn't hear our offer yet. There's 6 million acres in Greenland, right? There's only 50,000 people on there. If we offer them $1 million each, I'm pretty sure not all of them are gonna take it, but a big chunk of them are gonna take it. And then now that 50,000 chops down to maybe 30,000. And then those 30,000, maybe like give it like 3 or 4 more months, and then you offer them like 1.5 million. And then you're gonna knock off another chunk. And that last little bit of Greenlanders that are there, just get in there. Just roll in and take it over. Denmark. You know what? I have my computer in front of me right now. This is let me see. We're gonna look up, does Denmark have a army? Or have a military? Do they have it? Yes, they have a military. They're known as the Danish military. But guess what? Nobody cares about the Danish military. You think they're gonna stop us? No, just bully them out. All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. I feel like we're starting to get cooking though. But till next time.